Hmm.
It has been a great last 24 hours where we have, I think, been engaged together, we have brainstormed together, we have had a good laugh.
Practical exposure rather than the book knowledge what we have, it was a practical experience which will definitely will try to inbuild it and see what best can come out of us.
Very insightful, 2 days, 2 different things to be learned, and I love the punchline CRM today, that skills can be evolved over a period of time, but that attitude cannot come. So I think this workshop actually helped us to develop that and think that we can be a leader.
It was a very good session, and honestly, if I tell you, like, I was not knowing something called 6 hats was there, existed. Yeah, probably now it was a good act.
To learn something which maybe I have not yet experienced in my workspace or something. So I'll be prepared for it, and this will give me more knowledge on how to work with a team and collaborate and share things and ideas.
And all the 6 hats were good, but I think we will be juggling around all the 6 hats and come to a solution. But at least we will learn the juggling. Thanks for the process, and I love it. Thank you.
What I kind of learned mainly today was, a very important thing is risk management. By understanding the risk management, by risk factor, we can already have 4 plans in line. So one doesn't work, we definitely lay back on to the other. So that was something which was very important that I learned.
So the session was really fun-filled. It was having a lot of interactions amongst the team members. It had covered all the points what we had discussed. So you've covered the entire course. You have delivered it beautifully, and there was a lot of interaction, which was really a must. There was not at all any lecture or something. No, it was a good interactive session, and we really loved it. Thank you very much.
A lot of things from this training. First of all, being a new joinee, I hardly knew anyone here, but now I know almost everyone. Wow. So yes, I am being here. Thank you so much. It was very helpful for me, and I actually came to know a lot about my personality. Okay. So yeah, it is a
strategy. Where should I use the facts? Then from a personality background, it was really helpful to knowing ourselves which part of thing is more influential for us, and what is our drawbacks, and what is how to interact with other people.
Different scenario for the communication. As I come to here, I understand what is the exact communication, how we have to communicate with the people, so that
you made a different kind of study material to us with your experience. So thanks to that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to KARD Hour. Today, our topic of discussion is going to be priority management. And today, I will be hosting the show. And we have Mr. Ram Ramakrishnan, a success coach, here with us from Leadership KARD to answer some of these interesting questions about priority management. A little bit about the KARD team. KARD, Leadership KARD, brings you every week the KARD Hour. KARD Hour is a knowledge sharing session hosted by Leadership KARD every Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30. The philosophy of KARD is knowledge, accomplish, reflect, and to develop. In this leadership journey where we are in this VUCA world, where constantly we are struggling with changes, adaptability, and we are facing new struggles and challenges, it becomes important as a manager to understand these challenges so that we and equip ourselves with new knowledge so that we can apply that knowledge, reflect, and develop ourselves to be a better leader each day. Leadership KARD is the brainchild of 4 individuals: Kirandeep Sandhu, Ashish Datta, Ram Ramakrishnan, and Devesh Mohan, who come from diverse fields. We have different expertise from different walks, different industries. With over 100 years of cumulative experience, we have worked in diverse fields and industries, worked in India as well as in global environments. A little bit about myself I'll share later. Ashish Datta calls himself as a self-leadership architect. Ashish is from operations and finance leadership. He's a chartered accountant by profession, a certified trainer, COO, CFO, and a leadership coach. He has over 3 decades of experience in finance, people, process across different industries. Ashish is also the author of 2 books, Leadership Navigating the Dark Hole, and the second one, which is about, it's called Sandwiched, on team dynamics. So do look these books, which are available on Amazon. Devesh Mohan is from Sales and Alliance Leadership. Devesh is a sales leader, and he has over 2 decades of experience in sales, business development, and alliances. He has written the book called Build Your Sales Muscle, and it's also available on Amazon. Do check it out. A little bit about who are we? We are problem solvers. As problem solvers, each day when we work with individuals who are struggling with career and business growth stagnations, they come to Leadership KARD so that we can help you unlock your hidden potential. If you are someone who is struggling to achieving professional success, then Leadership KARD helps you to unlock your hidden potential so that you can achieve professional success in your growth journey. And if you're someone who is constantly working with interpersonal conflicts, then let's work together so that we can find those ways that you can tackle these conflicts and by unlocking your hidden potential. Today's session is on priority management, and I have Ram on the hot seat today. Ram is a success coach, mentor, and facilitator. He has over 34 years as a corporate leader and has worked with Fortune 500 companies. For the last 5 years, Ram has worked as an entrepreneur, consultant, and he's a TEDx speaker, author. His areas of focus and expertise are business transformation, personal transformation, SWOT, priority management, networking, customer service, and he is also the author of 2 books. I will let Ram share about his books, which will give you valuable tips also on how can you manage priority better. And a bit about myself. My name is Kirandeep Sandhu. I am from academics, entrepreneurship, and coaching. I specialize in mindset, personality development, effective communication. I'm an HRDF certified trainer, a John Maxwell leadership coach, as well as a DISC behavior analyst. So if you are facing any of these challenges in your professional growth journey, then the Leadership KARD team collectively has different skills and talents that can help you and support you unlock your hidden potential. So let's get started on our today's program, which is going to be about just adding. Yeah. We're going to be talking about priority management, and I have Ram over here. Ram, as we talked about, you've been in the industry for over 34 years, and you have worked with many of the best that I must emphasize, biggest industries in the times that they were, when people were not even thinking of the changes that were coming. You were on teams that were bringing those changes into the industry. I remember you sharing that story about how you were part of the Wipro team and you were involved in bringing the ISO certification at one point. Or in fact, if you talk about it, when at the time when there was a new project about bringing buses and changing so that it could be more environmentally friendly, you and your team had come up with some of those new projects. So now let's talk about it from the point of view that as an organization or as a leader, when we are in this VUCA world where it's just constantly changing, how can we prioritize so that we can keep afloat ourselves, our teams, and our organization? Over to you, Ram.
That's great, Christine. I know some of them would have seen the video which I made. The leadership card itself is born during the VUCA world. I said I given a different meaning into that, what we have done together. That way, not only as there are many people have done. They were not cribbing about the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and the kind of a thing, no? The
ambiguity.
Yes. So that's what they didn't talk about, all those things. One of the things, it's all, how do you look at the things? See, one of the thing I consider is on the thing now, how do you prioritize based on your requirement? What is it you would like to prioritize and work on? That way, the opportunities are what? Opportunities are available equally. There are two things which is available equally to the people. One is the time. This is 24 hours. Somebody can be rich, somebody can be poor for not having money and other things. But nobody can say that I have a less time. Everybody has got 24 hours of a time. Second, the opportunities also, if you look at what is available, is that is available to everyone. There are some people are able to observe and catch on those opportunities and wait for the, basically get ready. They prepare themselves and for the opportunity, and when it is knocks the door, they don't leave it and move on. So that way, what I would suggest is at any given point of time, if we have a clear vision, we have to start with saying that you have that vision, which is there, that directs you. People call today many of the North Star. Basically, what is your North Star? What is that vision you are working in for? That has to be very, very clear. Then, second thing comes is understanding. How not only it is not the vision, after that, how do you understand that vision in comparison with if you are working with multiple people? That's what I gave an example. We have put together not even meeting for 1.5 years, this leadership card. That was possible because you got into a better understanding with each other. What is that we are bringing in to the table, and the clarity. After that, the clarity comes in saying that, yes, this is what we would like to do, with a kind of a clarity at which you go there. And another important thing in this is VUCA world, which is required, is agility. You can't be a rigid kind of a thing, and you need to be agile and experimented. Something is not working out, you need to be ready, and also getting out of the comfort zone, which is an important thing. I have spoken in many forums saying that I got out of, when I came in as an entrepreneur, I definitely have to get out of the comfort zone to understand what it is. I have to learn the things from people who are much younger to me. That's not a criteria. What I was saying is, Where the knowledge is there, information is there, I short went to them and got and started learning from them. That way, you have a vision, then get an understanding, clarity, and you have an agility. Then you are able to manage, prioritize the things that will help you to do anything you want. That also goes with my thing. No? We all have powers to make impossible to possible. Only if you have these four things you start with, you will be able to do that.
I agree with you, Ram. So very well said. I must say that a lot of times we lose our priorities because we lose focus of our North Star.
Yes.
What do we really want? And I think that what this example that you have brought in about the birth of leadership KARD during the VUCA world in the midst of the pandemic, I think that when we think about the union of four individuals, how did we prioritize being together? So I think that the clarity was there in terms of the common vision and mission that we were onboarded on. And I believe that we all have the same philosophy that we want to help unlock the hidden potential of individuals, and we feel successful in the success of others.
Yes.
And having that as our North Star gave us that alignment to be together on that journey. And that gave, what you said, build a relationship, gave us clarity, and made us more and more resilient, because obviously we were in the midst of the pandemic and it was not easy to grow a business model in the pandemic. But at the same time, it was possible because there were no boundaries or borders anymore, which was stopping us from things. So I think it's all about prioritizing your North Star, right?
Yes, that's right.
Right. And I really liked one more thing about coming out of your comfort zone. So Ram, can you share from your own life? I mean, you have so many stories about you coming from Tamil Nadu to a place like to Bangalore, where you didn't even where you started, and you came out of your comfort zone. So how did you prioritize, and what did you want in your life? And can you share some insights? Because people are constantly worried that if I go out of my comfort zone, will I be successful? Will I lose out on opportunities? Will I lose my job? You know, a lot of those things are always in our back head. So can you share a little bit about that?
See, there is always a saying, when you are onto a crisis, when you are on a situation, toughest situation, new things, new ideas, will take a birth. That was had happened when I came into Bangalore. After some point of a time, there are many people, including my close relatives and some of the friends, they told me, saying that you can't speak the local language, you can't speak in English. This is not the place for to be in. It's better that you go back and to your village and be happy there. This is exact words people have used it. I took that as an kind of a thing I didn't look at. They told me that point of a time, it irritated me. But after that, I said that, see, what is it there? What is that I should start working on it? I don't know. I remember I'm still searching for that. My diary, which I wrote in 1983 or 84. I just wrote kind of a thing in that. Now, another thing, what I wanted you to do. One other thing is me getting a job that time was an important thing. First thing is I said that I need to get a job. Once I got a job, then I said that I need to upgrade myself. It's not that lifelong learning has to become I think that is where it started. 1983 it started. Still, I am learning, and in a couple of months, I'm going to write a 3 hours of an exam for getting ICF certified. This is what has happened. So that is where you need to become a lifelong learner. That had happened. Then I went about saying that, yes, for me, I just prioritized that. Today, I look at it. I clearly prioritized because of that things I was successful. I looked at I was not struggling with language. Then I said I need to learn the language. First thing I started doing it, learning those languages and also mastering how I can speak right well in English. I gone through various other things and got into that kind of a mode. Once I did that, then I said that yes, what it can do is I could have been a typist for my lifelong. I never be a typist. I said that I don't want to be. If I wanted to grow, what I need to do. I worked out a plan saying that I need to further study myself and get the thing. That's where I got postgraduate diploma in personal management, postgraduate diploma in training and development, and all the things which had happened. Then I never missed an opportunity when organization is giving a training or sponsoring a training or something which I can afford to attend a training, all which I started very early in my career, which has really has helped me in putting the right things into place. So once I started prioritizing it, it all started falling in place. Like no moment, it also goes with kind of the mindset theory which you teach is also very clear. Like you set the right kind of a mindset, your mind works like an antenna. It gives you the like-minded people it attracted. It has happened really in my lifetime. This is what had happened when I wanted to do the postgraduate diploma in personal management. I didn't have the money. Someone has helped me to pay the fee. That point of a time, I returned to him, and your thoughts and other things are clear. And your North Star, as I say, North Star is clear what you wanted to do. I wrote saying that in the diary, I'm a typist, I become an assistant executive, then I become a manager in 5 years. You don't believe I become in 5 years a manager. That point of a time, that is where your focus is clear. What is that you wanted to do? Ultimately, it comes into your goal and vision, what you are setting. Then it is not only that. Recently, I had made some videos also saying that how to set goals, kind of a thing, when you look at it, setting the goal is one, then you have to take an action also. You have to have that action steps clear. What is that you will do and how do you work on it? Those are the things will definitely help you to take you forward.
So in fact, I think Ram, right on your wall behind you, if I can see, the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine.
Yes, that is correct. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So can you share a little bit about your daily routine, which helps you prioritize better?
Yeah, see, one of the things is when it comes to, I look at it when you're looking at a priority management, there are 4 areas are very important in your priority management. It is you are setting a goal or prioritizing it. It is health is an important thing. And I have a time which has been said, what is that I will do as my daily routine, and which I'm very happy to share that with all that I'm closely approaching my goal and the health, what I wanted to reach, what I had set in the beginning of the year, and what I am today. I'm able to reach that because of that health. Second is the relationship. One of the things all is kind of a thing, you need to build that relationship with the people, maintain that relationship, nurture that relationship. What is it you are doing? I'm in constant, even though I come out of facilities man, I'm constantly in touch with those people and be there in that forum and wherever the forum that helps me to network with the people, and I ensure that nurture that network, whatever already there and in future also. Relation. The second is as part of the career, which I told lifelong learning is something, and you see there are various books. Some of the things I keep reading about it, refreshing myself and wanting to listen to other videos and other things. That is where you start getting more and more about in your own area. Because today I can say as a success coach, but success coach, there are many people before me had written many things. I need to understand the books. One of the things recently I read about book reading is also whatever you read in a book, you already know about it mostly. But what happens is it reaffirms your faith, saying that what you are thinking, and It is not that something you don't know. Many of the things what you read in a book, you already might know, but it reinforces your thought process and become stronger in your own area of expertise and niche. That's what it helps. I prioritize that reading part of it, and that's most important. Then finally is the wealth. At the end of it, all of you need to have the clear wealth also. How do you manage and do that? So that is what it is going to happen. So equally, these areas, if you are able to divide your time, what is it you are going to do? Priorities have to be clear in each of these areas. See, one of the things I'm able to peacefully do in the last 5 years and work as an entrepreneur, because of the wealth priorities were very clear what I have done, and before my coming out of the corporate and voluntary retirement, those things have been very clearly done. Because of that, I am able to peacefully work on these areas and say what is that we would like to do as a leadership coach, mentor, and trainers currently.
So Ram, I mean, if you had to recommend to our viewers one book that would, they must read as part of priority management, which one would that be?
The book you are talking about.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite book that you would read if you had to suggest somebody to think about priorities?
Yeah, recently I have read I got to know about one of the summary of this book. It is quite good. I would recommend people to read that. This is the 15 secrets successful people know about time management. 15 secrets successful people know about time management. It's all priority management only. Kevin Kruse, Kruse, Kevin Kruse had written. It is a nice book. People can read that book. The second one I would recommend is the Brian Tracy's book on time management, which summarizes about the 4 Ds. At the end of it, he talks about the desire, decisiveness, determination, and discipline. When you want, prioritize. One is you need to have that desire. Start with that desire. It's most important. Then you need to have that decisiveness. Like areas I talked about, you need to have the decisiveness of what is it you are going to do and how much of a time you're going to spend and do that. Then you need to work on with determination, which is an important thing. And the fourth one is the discipline.
I'm telling you, Ram, right now, I'm struggling with my health goals. And it is really pushing me to think about my priorities that I have, and how do I need to reprioritize. And I really like what you just said, what Brian Tracy has said, is the desire. Do I really have that desire to achieve this goal that I want to achieve? And that decisiveness. I mean, if one is the desire, I wish I look as beautiful as, Ashwar, as beautiful and slender as, let's say, Shushmita Sen or somebody. But at the same time, decisiveness, that am I going to really take the steps that are required to achieve that? And then from there is going to be the determination, because that requires effort. That requires constant effort, which means if I need to go walk, I need to exercise, I will need to work out, I will need to eat healthy. So all these really require my determination, because it takes willpower when the weekend comes and you want to break everything. And you're disciplined. So it comes back to that whole circle, that how important prioritization, as you said, we were talking about. The number one, I remember Devesh many years back says it's the one and lots of zeros behind it. Your number one priority is your health. And I believe that too, because if we are healthy as a leader, we can do everything else. We have better relationship, make a lot of more money. We can actually invest in giving back to the community. So the first priority that we have to work on is going to be our health. And I believe whether it's all the coaches in the world, whether it's my mentor John Maxwell, Robin Sharma, Tony Robbins, it does not matter, or even Brian Tracy, it always comes back to Let's start with being healthy, and then all other priorities can be taken care. So before we move on, Ram, let's see if the audience has any questions from the audience. We may want to unmute if you want to unmute or write your question in the chat box, and we can answer these questions. Otherwise, we have some questions.
As they are putting in the question, I also, apart from the book, it is also the Stephen Covey, putting first thing first. That part of it, the fourth quadrant he talks about, that is the one really people need to look at it. Always how you can do is you can take stock of your 1 week activities. And I always tell them in my sessions and other things also, what I do is I'll tell them list down about 20 or 30 activities, what you have done in the last 1 week. Then have your goal, identify the goals in your health, relationship, career, and wealth. And how much of those activities relating to this goal you are doing it. Surprisingly, in most of the thing, I see that people would spend about 20-30% of it on the goal-oriented, not star-oriented activities. That is a very powerful tool, and everyone can use it. It's available, and that will give a lot of result. It's a simple exercise. You do it, and you are able to get results on that.
So actually, recently, I'm sure you have heard of the uproar in India and everywhere else about the 70-hour week, which was talked about by Mr. Murthy. And there are people saying that working is not the only priority we have. So Ram, and then his wife Sudram Murthy also came and shared that he has shared what he thought was best. That's the way he has worked all his life and prioritized his work, and that's what he has shared. And I remember recently reading that another business leader, I'm just missing the name, where he talked about that, yes, 40% work for the organization and 30% you work for the country or for yourself. Now, here there are different numbers that are coming, that 80%, 70%, 40%. They're all about coming to the priorities that we set for ourselves. So there's a big debate that is going on about prioritizing your workload and what is the right balance. Would you like to share your views on that?
See, if you look at work balance, people, all of them will have. So one is when you have your own, it all goes to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, wherein you go there, the basic needs. When you are working at that point of a time, it is only you and you only. That's what you are trying to look at it. Once you have reached at a certain position, certain place, like take an example of you and Devesh now doing it in an NGO, wherein the GBTC, what is that you are doing it, wherein you are also as part of the leadership KARD and an organization as well, deviation kind of a thing. But how do you do that? And if you are going to say, I wanted to work only an 8 hours kind of a thing, all this thing is not going to help. But one of the things is, if you are able to balance, as I told you, the areas, all these areas, if you are able to balance, that itself will give an required additional energy to you to start working on. See, it is a reality is people are talking about this, but in reality, if you look at, normally there are people 12 to 14 hours in corporate, people work. It is the thing, 12 hours is the minimum, 14 hours is something. There are occasions at peak of my career, I worked almost 17, 18 hours when it was required. There are times you work, that is what is required, and you can do that. But only thing, how do you are balancing act? That is what you need to look at. Balancing is not giving up, but you need to take care of all other part. Even recently, we had a news. There is one of the young managing director of one of the tea leaf company died recently. But this is, it may be for various reasons, but one of the things, if you put everything as work, another thing is not going to happen. But how do you put that, bring in health is one of the things important. How do you bring that part of the time you allocate and start doing it? As long as your body helps you to do that, do it. If body needs a rest, take rest. Okay.
Yeah. No, I agree, Ram, in the sense that, in fact, I was recently talking to somebody and they said, oh, we used to do some voluntary work before, but now there is no time and the entire time goes in work. Now, so there are conversations where is it actually important for you? Does it give you a purpose? Does it give you an identity that you want to? Maybe if it does and you resonate with it, then you do it. But I would like to stretch this particular conversation to another one where, example, the debate that is currently going about the 70-hour work and then priorities, right? Now, there are many people who are saying, if I work and I say, I want to work 40 hours, for example, but my boss wants me to work 70 hours. I have my own priorities as a Gen Z, and or a millennial, and I am working with, let's say, the Gen X, right? So here there is a difference in the way that we, the employer, sees their priorities and the employee sees their priorities. So we have two different ways of looking at it. How can we bridge this gap so that everyone can work without actually creating conflict in the organization?
Yeah. See, one of the things is people have to understand certain things in organizing. Currently, we work also, it's also governed by certain regulations and other thing. It is not that no one is going to force. It is kind of that is what it is there. See, when it is true, you as a person to stand out in the, like a red umbrella, wanted to do certain things, that part of a time, there is a work hour, something which you need to do. Today, the things have changed a lot. It is not like the olden day when I started my career. People used to monitor what I am doing, what is it delivered or not delivered. There were people behind you to do that. Today, things have changed. People would give you an assignment, give you the targets, give you what needs to be done. Then how it has to be done is left to you. You need to start looking at and organizing it and start working on it and do that. That is what is happening. Then it all goes back to the thing saying that, no, what is it ultimately you wanted to be a red umbrella, what all things you would like to do, where you would like to spend that time. That is where I was telling earlier also, saying that if you say that I work with all put together, only this many number of 8 hours, it's a working hours kind of a thing. That's what I do. It's not going to actually happen. And you need to bring that balance. At some point of a time, even at work also, it is all dependent on client and client requirements. Some point of a time, you may have to stretch and work. Even our own businesses, when we are running, all of a sudden, client calls and asks for certain things, and we need to start working on it and start doing it. The client becomes at point of a time and important, and business exists because of the client, right? So that is what we need to look at, how we balance the work. And at the same time, you have to prepare yourself, saying that there are certain point of a time you will be able to extend and work, deliver that. I was telling you at one point of a time, I used to be able to work 16, 17 hours also. That is possible because you had that focus on what you would try to achieve. Ultimately, it requires organization. It may not happen continuously, but in net total, you look at it, what is that you wanted to achieve? It is not only for your professional goal, as well as an individual, what you wanted to do. It definitely requires more time than what is that we are talking about. You need to put that effort. That is where things will happen.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, that also reminds me of this example that I remember this year I had set a target of me wanting to publish my book, which is called Road to the Valley. the legacy of Sardar Pritam Singh, and it was a priority because I was. The priority was because it's a story of my father who's 88 years old, was going to be turning 88 years old. So time is something that is so valuable, and it's so unpredictable that you don't know what you have today. So it became a priority which needed to be delivered. And I remember asking my team members, which is the part of leadership KARD, that I will actually have to pull back on hours so that I could fulfill a priority. For me, that was my most priority. So I think that it is also important where if you have a supportive team who understands there is a priority that needs your most urgent attention, and if everybody can pull their weight and support you, I think that everyone in the end actually becomes successful, because it becomes a joint collaborative effort in us being successful. So I would say that prioritizing is important, but at the same time communicating that priorities to others so that they understand why you need to do something at that time. We should not leave it to assumption that people will understand. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe it's important to you, but maybe it's not important to someone else. So I feel that priorities, one is setting those priorities, but number two, you have to communicate those priorities with people around you so that they can support you in that journey. And that brings it to keeping you disciplined, to keeping you determined, to keeping you being more decisive in achieving the goals that you have to, as what we were looking at from the D point of view of Brian Tracy. So I think that's something, Ram, that we have looked at.
Yeah, adding to that, what I tell you is you start a day, every day, with what is that most important task to you? MIT, most important task. What is that you would like to do? Start with that. See, what happens is, there are people think that we have to do so many things in a day and start looking at that is where get into a confusion. And I always tell them, start doing, there are 3 things in a day which you wanted to do and accomplish in a day. Start with that. Even you do it in 200 days in a year, also you have 600 things which has been done and accomplished, right?
I would like to share this template. So constantly, every time we have different templates that work for us.
Yes.
So even though this is like a weekly planner, so an overview, I know what are my top priorities. But at the same time, I will also have like just per day, that what is the top 3, even though I've written for the week, I'll still write down what are the top 3 for that day, and then I start crossing it out. Right. Because I think that being accountable to that priority is also important, and that is only possible when you have written it down as a goal that you want to achieve. Yes. When we don't, and the second part is communicating it, and communicating with people around so they keep you accountable in achieving that goal that you have, so that way your priority remains a priority. Okay,
another thing I learned from this 15 Secrets of Time Management book is, he suggests don't do the to-do list. What you need to do is not to-do list.
I love that. I need to start making that for myself, Ram. That's a good one.
See, one of the things is we all struggle many times because on the priority is not having the ability to say no to it, number one. Then second is in our thing, lot of to-do list, what you do is even what happens is, in this explanation I liked so much, he says that there are simple things you wanted to do also, you will put it into the to-do list. It will take a minute or 2 minutes also comes into the to-do list. But when you start putting not to-do list, something which you don't want to do it, that makes you think more about your aligning to your priorities. So you are able to do the things better, and also along with that, start with what is that most important thing, MIT.
I like this, Ram. I think this is going to be my takeaway for today. It's going to be what not to do list has to be created, because whether it's on my health journey, I already know what I need to do, but I need to remind myself of what are the things that I don't want to do so that I can achieve the goal that I have set. And that also includes having a more productive day. So how do I not do those things that are wasting my time? Like, for example, browsing Instagram and watching social media and not doing what needs to be done. So Ram, we are going to be closing today's session. So would you be able to share 3 tips on priority management with our viewers?
So 3 tips for priority management. Look, what I would suggest is always, as a person, I believe a lot in the basically the meditation and yoga, another thing, and you need to start some of the things with saying that the silence part of it, some part of it, you need to start with the silence that will give you some kind of a thought process saying that what is it you would like to start working on it. And second thing which I started looking at is what is important to you, rather than you keep urgenting, start working on basically what is that most important task which is aligning to your goals, and start working on that one by one on that. So that is the one every day you start with saying that what is that most important thing you want to do. Even you start doing one thing in a day is good. 365 days is there, 300 things you can do in a year. That's what can happen. Then don't, your focus, basically, you need to set that goal, that North Star, basically, ultimately, what is that you would like to achieve. Be clear on the goal which you would like to achieve, and take those actions. Okay. Knowing is not doing is knowing, kind of a thing. That's where it comes in. And you need to always start based on that action plan, start working on it and put those actions. Then all will fall in place to you.
Perfect, Ram. So I like what you said, silence, do what is most important, and focus, which is your North Star. I would say my takeaway is going to be adding on what are the things that I don't want to be doing. So for all our viewers, thank you for asking these questions about priority management, because the more we are able to prioritize, the more we can be focused towards reaching our goals. And the secret, as is written on the wall behind, is the secret of your future is hidden in your daily goals, routine. So if you can look at your own routine and each day see what are those time wasters which are stopping you from being more productive? What are those time wasters which are not helping you in becoming the best version of yourself and not helping you to unlock your hidden potential? You need to identify them so that you can work on your priorities at a much faster, accelerated rate. So now a little bit about Leadership KARD. I would like to share my screen. So Ram. So Leadership KARD has been, as we shared, has been in this journey with you since 2021, and is the brainchild of 4 individuals: Kirindi Sandhu, Ashish Tata, Ram Ramakrishnan, and Devesh Mon. And in this journey, we have so far worked with over 200, we have conducted over 200 experiential workshops. We have worked with some of the good top companies working on their consulting projects. We have created a strong community and together published over 707 books, 1,500 quotes, 150 articles, and over 250 leadership talk podcasts. So that's the journey that we have been on since 2021. And together with that, we have impacted over 10,000 individuals. Now we have cumulatively over 10 courses that are available on Udemy, which are also helping thousands of individuals. So do look out for those Udemy programs that Leadership KARD coaches have uploaded, whether you are struggling with communication issues, whether you're struggling with networking, personal transformation, sales, goal setting, you will find programs that will help you reach them and do them so that you can work on them. We have worked, some of the partial clients that we have are listed here. What do we do in these programs that we have created for you, especially our flagship program, which is called the Personal Transformation Program, is we start off by understanding self. And you'll find a lot of that information also in our level 1 program that I will shortly be sharing about, where you can do your own personality assessment, do your SWOT, develop a success mindset, and find about the self-discovery tools. And that will lead you to leading self, where we go into the self-leadership framework, goal setting, priority management, and how to build resilience. We go into understanding teams, that how can you be a better leader, a manager who knows how to manage conflicts, how to deal with team dynamics, how to have better, more effective negotiations, and what are the etiquettes of working in this VUCA world, whether it's online or offline. We also then have created a program about understanding organizations, which is about the organization culture, about the change management, and how we need to constantly be changing and adapting ourselves. We have added units which are relevant to our future work, such as gender diversity and inclusion, and problem solving and decision making. And all these that you can find are going to be also available in our level 1, which is understanding self, level 2, which is leading self, team, and organization. We also encourage you to take our annual membership, because that is what we share, the lifelong learning that you want to be on as a leader, where we will meet on a monthly basis, and this includes level 1 and level 2. And for more, you can move to level 4, which is one-on-one coaching and mentoring. So glimpses of our experiential workshops that we have been conducting since 2021. We have been conducting both virtual and in-person trainings. We have, so for more information, for curated programs for your organization, do reach Leadership KARD, because we can work with your organization to help your employees, your team members unlock their hidden potential in the best way. So together, me and Ram would like to thank you for joining us on this KARD Hour session, where Leadership KARD works in leadership training, leadership coaching, and leadership mentoring. And we believe in the philosophy of knowledge, apply, reflect, and develop. Till next week, when we meet on Thursday, 7:30 for the next topic on KARD Hour. This is me and Ram signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.